I get it. I see the piece outfit, comedian, everything, but you gotta understand the longevity of this. We trying to get brand deals, bro.
I know.
But you sitting here talking about but it's kids watching, bro. Like, we gotta...
Guess what? Them kids. I'm gonna about them kids.
Can you just chill out for me, bro? Bro. Please, bro, like...
That was DDG's new Capaholics group. And don't worry, you're not the only one a little bit confused about what you're seeing. Everybody else is on the internet, which is crazy to say because it's only day 2 of them being a thing. And I already see a ton of people complaining and talking about how bad the group already is. Can't be that bad. It's not like they're making crazy jokes all the time because you just heard it yourself. DDG is trying to get brand deals.
How many you think you can take at once?
Whoa! I don't know if that's the type of content that gets brand deals, but I don't think it is. Along with the fact that people feel like the content is pretty repetitive, and one of the people who are supposed to be in the Capaholics literally pulled out before they even started. It's all pretty chaotic, and I am getting a little ahead of myself. So why don't we start from the very beginning with who even are the Capaholics and why is everybody hating on them?
We in this for life.
Going live in 5.
All right, come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's go.
Come on. Ooh, they ain't ready for this.
For anyone that's unaware, Capaholics is the newest streaming group started by DDG, where he brought a bunch of his friends and bought a giant mansion in order for them to make content every single day of this month, and moving forward, just put content together as a group. His entire goal when making this would be to compete with other big streaming groups, the biggest being AMP along with FaZe, hoping that he can have a stand and even help some of his friends who aren't as popular as him in order to make it so that they can change their life with just content creation. And as you saw in that trailer right there, it was showing all of the members. Unfortunately, when day 1 actually came for the Capaholics, somebody was missing, and this entire chat, along with everybody's chat, would not stop hounding DDG about it.
I got the best room. Then this my room though. Like this my room. Like.
Hey, chat, look, this is my setup, right? Women will ever be on this bed just for me if I have a long streaming session.
Over here, got a nice little bed going on, a little action right here.
But I'm gonna address the elephant in the room, y'all, because nobody else is. Whoever y'all see in this group is in this group. Whoever y'all see today is in this group.
Things can be further explained later on, but for right now, that's just what it is.
Now, the many observant of you will obviously notice I didn't show 2 people there. Well, one of them being Deshae, because I couldn't find a non-obscene clip of him doing something wild or saying something crazy. So just know Deshae is there. But the other person was J5, who was actually in the trailer, but didn't end up being part of the Capaholics. So day 1, before anything even started, when they first booted up the stream, it was already somebody who left the group. It was already smelling disaster for everybody. But obviously, streaming groups and streaming in general has become a little bit too cartoonish, and sometimes people like to script stuff. So that's what people were hypothesizing was actually happening. Don't get me wrong, it's a pretty smart idea. You leave J5 out, you get people like me or any other commentary YouTuber or anybody who wants to hate on DDG to talk about the situation, saying, hey, his group is already failing because 1 member is gone. Then the very next day, he just revealed that he was out because he was sick or something. So they were genuinely spamming the mess out of DDG the very next day, to the point where his name had to get banned in his chat because of how annoyed he was.
Yeah, I already explained to y'all, bro. Y'all keep asking about it. Ain't nobody, whoever y'all seen yesterday is in the group, bro. How many times y'all want me to say it, man?
From sneakers.
Oh, yeah.
You in my way to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Everybody walk up.
I'll be honest, it's probably a bad sign that at the inception of your group, after just filming 1 trailer, one of your members is already gone. And that already spread the doubts of what the Capaholics are going to be. Because there's no way you can start a group, have no drama, because there really isn't even anything that happened yet, at least on camera, and somebody already gets dropped. Yet DDG wants to compete with the likes of AMP and FaZe. So if that's the case, that means the other members are gonna have to stick up and become something greater and even bigger, to the point where that even though they're down 1 member, people will still latch onto them and really like them. Because I'm not making this up. I know I already said multiple times he's trying to make this the next big streaming group, but I haven't actually showed y'all the clip of him saying it. So before we get into the next issue that people are having with the Capaholics, let me show you what he is truly trying to turn this group into.
My main thing with this whole group is I want to get to a point where we can be looked at like AMP or looked at like a FaZe, where, you know, we getting brand deals and we, like, you know what I'm saying, we really building that's substantial. That's why when we dropped the trailer, it said October 1st to forever. And I know, I feel like maybe it would have been more transparent if we would have did a trailer in the actual house rather than doing it in a Airbnb. And I kind of feel like we kind of sold y'all a dream, but at the same time, it's more so about, you know, just it's not about the house, it's about the creator. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's not about the house, it's about the creator. He wants this forever, and he wants the capaholics to actually be something big. Pretty normal thing to think once you start a streaming group, right? Well, unfortunately for him, the actual content that they're making doesn't seem to be hitting the mark for a bunch of fans. To the point where we had people on his comm tweeting and talking about it and getting responses back from people like Dub and actual members of the capaholics because of how they're annoyed that they're complaining at all. But let me show you some of this premiere content that happened on the first and second day of their inception.
Both my parents dead and I'm a trillionaire, so I'm spending money on that pussy. I got $1,000 pussy. Can you listen?
You ain't got no thrust.
No, I'm saying this.
No thrust.
Can you do motorboat right now?
She said you ain't got no thrust.
No thrust power.
I don't have no motorboat.
I get it. I see the piece outfit, comedian, everything, but you gotta understand the longevity of this. We trying to get fucking brand deals, bro.
I know.
But you sitting here talking about meth, but it's fucking kids watching, bro. Like, we gotta...
Nigga, guess what? Fuck them kids. I'm gonna fuck about them kids. Fuck them kids. I didn't ask them kids to watch me.
But it's like, bro, we are a group, bro.
Okay.
How many niggas you think you can take at once?
Wow.
Hey, you want some? I got you. Give me some. I'm gonna get you some. Come on. Put it down.
You want to see it?
No, I want to see it in person. I got it. It's in here. Come on. Look. Come on, let's go. You stay out here. I gotta talk.
This is some crazy, wild and out type of content for Twitch standards. Now, if you were to show me this on Kick, I would be like, I don't know what you expect. And especially since DDG is trying to be the next phase AMP and get brand deals, sponsorships, and just have people want to come and put their name around capaholics, I certainly don't think this is the way to do it, especially when you compare it to the other groups that he wants to be like. I don't see anybody in phase doing these types of jokes. I don't see anybody in AMP going out of their way to do things like this. But it's not just me saying this, because it's gonna sound like I'm hating and I'm pulling this out of thin air. No, there are people from his actual community who watch and enjoy his content talking about how they dislike how some of the people in capaholics have been moving. The way Dub and especially Deshae was moving on last night's stream, I don't see them getting any brand deals. That whole stream was so ass. That's just my opinion though. I said the same thing last night. I just find it hard to watch self-sabotage content. DDG's supposed to be rebuilding his PR with all he had going on recently, and he's just taking it again with what folks did last night. They tend to forget they represent a brand image now, not just their own name. This is a brand that has sponsors now. If they think they can still do the shit they used to do as a creator, then the brand is cooked. I think our expectations were all high yesterday to see something different. The yesterday's segments was too cringy with a lot of shouting. Still W though. Of course, with all of those complaints, you would think that every last person didn't like it. Obviously, there are some people that were still very much into it, but that reception was wide. And even through TikTok, I saw some people complaining and talking about how they weren't happy with how the capaholics were moving. Don't get me wrong, the content was kind of normal stuff. Outside of the very exaggerated and weird jokes they made, it was normal bring girls on and try to have fun type of content. But I feel like a lot of people were just looking for them to elevate their content, again, on the same level as the people he's trying to compare himself to. AMP, and just bring something different and new, when in all reality he just bought a house and did the same thing he normally does at his own house. And of course, with people complaining a lot, someone is gonna want to respond. And this time it wasn't even DDG, it was actually his brother Dub, who ended up replying to that first tweet I showed saying, "Hey Ashlyn, you must not watch me, LOL. I don't do content to get brand deals. I do content to make my audience enjoy and laugh. I have millions of dollars already. I'm just using my talent God gave me to bring entertainment to the audience he gave me to entertain," but 100% with a kissing heart emoji. Seeing Dub say that while his brother is literally contradicting that complete statement several times throughout those streams is pretty wild, honestly.
Comedian, everything, but you gotta understand the longevity of this. We trying to get fucking brand deals, bro.
I know.
There's hella people watching, bro. I'm trying to make this shit real income from niggas, bro. Listen. Looked at like AMP or looked at like a phase where, you know, we getting brand deals and we like, you know what I'm saying? We really building some shit that's substantial. That's
Oh my God, no, bro, come on, we don't get not one brand deal.
Brand brand deal this, brand deal that. I want this to be something substantial. I want to be looked at like a phase, the AMP. I want our conglomerate, our group that represents all of us to have some sort of worth. And it just seems like the people in that group don't really care and see this as a clubhouse for them to just have fun and do whatever they want to do, not actually build something substantial. And I feel like that does start and fall on DDG to begin with. He is the bigger name out of everybody in this group. He is the one that's supposed to be not controlling them, but setting things straight and making it very clear of what his intentions are so that everybody else in the group can move like that. But then again, I would just say it probably fell off from the inception. If you look at any of these creators, you already know what their content is, and you already know that they have been in some sort of controversy, specifically again Dub and Deshae Frost, who make a specific style of content that people already don't agree with, and I don't know if you could really go that far in. But maybe even given the benefit of the doubt, DDG actually brings them all together and decides to elevate the content. Instead of just having girls on doing this, and this, he actually decides to put a remix on it, do like a live Tinder, do something very creative on live stream that we actually haven't seen with the style of content that they all already do. But that's not even what's happening. As you saw, somebody already pointed out that the content is still the same, even though they were looking for something to be elevated. And if that's not going to be the case, I don't know how we can be looked at like these other orgs and even build one himself, because these other brands already have issues with people leaving when they are already built in a substantial way and don't really have any true controversy. We can see that with things like FaZe, where two of the members already talked about how one is leaving because of internal stuff and one doesn't want to actually do things with the organization that is FaZe, stuff that's happening behind the scenes.
Okay, when I say this, I ain't talking about the FaZe boys, okay? I'm not talking about like Adapt, I'm not talking about the boys, I'm not talking about Ray, I'm not talking about Bepsi, I'm not talking about Addison, you know what I'm saying? I talk about the FaZe boys. There was some disagreements between me and FaZe throughout this year, you know what I'm saying? That I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about the boys. There was some shit that didn't go, you feel me? I ain't gonna say too much, right? There's some shit.
I don't know. I know I told you I was leaving FaZe and niggas thought, damn, bro, this nigga's going on another hiatus, bro. He quitting on us, bro. I'm not disappearing. There's just been so much I've been dealing with for the past, like, 3 months, I'm not gonna lie, bro, that I literally, I don't think y'all understand. When I told y'all I cannot go in depth and can't speak on shit, I can't speak on shit.
Groups as a whole already have their issues with them, and we're talking about at the highest level, the best of the best groups. Eternal problems with the actual members, management being upset, all of these things, brands not being happy with how you're acting, and yet we're already seeing doubts and troubles with this group from the very beginning. They can't even get a chance to get to the top if they're already having troubles way down here, from members already leaving to now we seeing the content being weird and people not liking it, the fact that they're not even using this group to elevate themselves. But it's all pretty early. I'll be honest, it's day 2, and I wanted to talk about all the big complaints that are already happening in 2 days. While I do hope for the best for them, I wouldn't be surprised if things start to keep going on a downward trend, especially if people aren't caring about actually elevating the group as a whole, which you literally saw verbatim people say out of their mouth. Then it will just go up as another group that happened to fail and was never truly successful. I'm hoping that I'm wrong. I'm hoping that all of this hate is just noise and they continue to actually build something that's good. But if it's not the case, then it won't be a surprise to not only me, but a lot of other people watching the Capaholic. But that's just how I feel about the situation. If you want to tell me how you feel, the best place to do would be the comment section down below, because this video is unfortunately over. But if you enjoyed this video, maybe consider giving it a like, and if you enjoy content like this, then maybe consider subscribing, because I post like this every single week and never miss out on a single upload. If you hit that bell icon, because you'll be notified the millisecond a video goes live. But that's enough for me. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.